Yeah, I don't think the live stream's gonna work. Let's just let's put that away. Let's see how much rain we got coming through here. Ooh. The rain is a-coming. Rain is a-coming. We're gonna keep it up as long as we can. I'm not gonna be watching my phone, so I won't see anything that anybody says, but I've already caught 3 pretty good ones this morning. They're busting this topwater. I can get myself back out to where I know there's some grass. Kind of drifted in here playing with that thing. Hopefully it didn't tear up any of my stuff. And I'm just fast popping this thing. I'm trying to, normally I use a lot smaller top wire, but today I'm trying to, what they call a well, I think it's a super pop wire is what they call it, 3 1/8 inch. Really, really big. I customized it so it would do some stuff that I want it to do. And they're blowing up on it. Fish seem to be digging it, so we got some pondweed out here, we got some milfoil out here. Just trying to catch it in between the rain. Cause they had three, actually I've had 5 bites already, I missed 2. Had a lot of rain out here. Hopefully I can keep this going, but I'm gonna try putting this mic somewhere where it's not directly in the rain. I don't know how good that'll hear you and how much noise you'll have from my jacket, but doing the best I can. So let's try this. Try it right there. That's the best we can do, I guess. Hopefully we can get some breaks in this rain and get some I'm trying, Jay. I'm trying to do it. Just be patient with me. I'm not leaving my phone out in this rain, so I may not see all the comments right away. But we're gonna, a little rain never bothered me. Just gonna do the best I can out here. Maybe we'll run into a monster. I'm fishing I usually fish just a regular size pop bar, but I'm using one that's quite a bit bigger this morning. I customize these things. I sand them down so they do something specific that I want them to do for the way I like to fish them. And then I tie on some special feathers on the back, which I don't know makes any difference, but makes me feel better. We got some ospreys out here hunting, so that's good. Oh, come on, turn. Where I was getting the bites was out on top of a little hump out there. Had some pondweed on it. Had 4 bites right away, and then I turned around and fished off the edge a little bit and got a big bite, so maybe I need to be out off the edge a little bit. I don't know, we're just gonna work our way back in this pocket. If I can get my boat to move the way I want it to. But those fish out there were aggressively feeding. So I'm hoping we can get in the back of this thing and we can find some that are doing the same thing, or I may just have to come back out here and mess with them some more. But we're just kind of covering water. What's going on here? So my phone's doing weird stuff because it's wet. Okay, there we go. Are we back up? Are we running? I can't tell. But just casting this thing out there and fast popping it. You know, I talked about this a little bit earlier in the month, or in April, and it's time now. This will be something I do for quite a lot of the rest of the summer. You probably don't see too many people fish a pawpaw as fast as I do. Sometimes I'll slow it down if I'm fishing around like individual pieces of cover and stuff like that, but I mean, I'm moving that thing. All right. I'm not sure why I keep losing my mic. Probably this rain. Ooh. I'm glad I saw that. All right. I've been out here talking with no mic. So, yeah, we got some rain. Just fast popping this thing. Fishing a big one. I use 17-pound mono for this. I'm gonna try to incorporate it into my repertoire. Haven't ever used this particular bait to any extent. This first year, me trying it out. I use the small one all the time. Just let me know if my mic goes out, because it's been a little iffy this morning with this rain. So, but just make 4 or 5 quick pops with this thing, stop it, 4 or 5 quick pops. Probably a lot faster than most people see most people normally fish a pop R, but we're getting into the season where it's terribly effective, especially over this grass. They come up and blast it, man. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I got some grass. We're getting back in here where I caught some fish last week. We're not quite there yet, but working our way back. And then if we don't get any fish in here, I got a couple of, well, I got where I started off, there were some fish. But this is perfect conditions for this thing. A little ripple on the water, overcast, cool. Water temperature 78, 79 already. Had some rain, so I don't know how dirty it's going to be in the back of this pocket. If it's real dirty, I may go ahead and put the spinner bait on and do a little bit of that. Ooh, there went something. Let's go over there and see what we got. If you got dirty water, you can catch them on this thing, but you got to fish it slower. So that's kind of the deal. Just working this popper. Like I say, I already caught 3 on it. They were all about 2.5 pounds, so that's a good way to start the morning. Unfortunately, it's before. I don't normally turn it on until you can see good. Tried doing it in the past early in the morning. It just doesn't work too good. So. Oh, it looks like we got another little bead of rain coming our way, so may have some issues here in just a second. Put my phone down here. Not too worried about the GoPro, but the receiver, I'm a little worried about, the mic receiver. And the mic too. It's on the outside of my shirt, so kind of turn to where it's. I think what I ought to do is just bag up that receiver and let it hang. So far, so good. But these bass are not enjoying this rain. All right, we're just gonna try something here. All right, sound should be back on. I just put a bag around this receiver. It's just kind of dangling out there. Maybe that'll keep it from dying out. We're just doing the best we can here with these conditions. Sound should be back on. All right, we're good. So let's get back at it. We just got this rain, this intermittent rain today, so making it a little bit tougher on the old transmission front. But I caught a couple of fish this morning. I got some confidence in what I'm doing. So we're just going to keep at it. Just going to fan cast around on this grass flat out here, see if we can get anything to show itself. Seeing a few little bait fish scooting around in here, that's a good sign. Just making real long casts with this thing, just covering water. Seeing if there's anything going to participate this morning. I mean, I think this thing is about cover water as fast, or maybe even a little bit faster than a buzzbait sometimes, depending on what kind of cadence you get into. Ooh, something just blew up on something right there. I'm gonna have to cast on that. Getting a little bit later in the spring, so I'm not sure if these fish, I mean, I know some of them have already gone out to the ledges and everything, but the ones that stay in this grass, I'm not sure if they'll stay up shallow or if I might have to move out to a little bit deeper grass to get some bites. But that osprey's out there working, man. He's dived 2 or 3 times since I've been fishing this morning. Wow. Good thing, looking pretty good on that. I'm just ready for one to come up and blow up on that thing. All right, I think that rain's kind of easing off for a few minutes anyway. I don't know, I'm sure it's not done. I looked at the weather this morning, it said it wasn't gonna be here till 11. They lied to me. But this grass, this is a milfoil out here we're fishing. It's got a bunch of holes in it. Just fishing this thing across, hoping that I go over a fish. Just fan casting around. Making that thing look good and injured, fishing it fast, making it just kind of spit water. Hopefully we can get a big one come up and blow up on that thing today. If we don't, that's okay. We're gonna have fun trying. Well, we've already caught 3. I have a feeling we're gonna catch a few more. I don't know if Jay's still on, but if you're still on, let me know where you're going once you get your boat back. We'll catch some big boys. Maybe a pondweed kind of morning. This first fish I got were on pondweed, so that's one of the weird things about grass too, is you have to kind of figure out what kind of grass they're on, what depth they're on. But I'm definitely going to try my shallow stuff out, because that's the way I like to fish. All right, we're getting in this stuff where I feel like I should get a bite now, where it's just underneath the surface. This is the depth where the grass comes up. This is where I usually like to catch fish. Now, whether there's any fish still in here is to be determined. But we'll see. We're just drifting back in here, casting around. See if we can connect with one. There's a big old monster back in here, just cruising for some. Trying to find some bait. Trying to find a big old gizzard shad. This thing will come over its head and it'll blow it up. Of bait fish activity like I saw last week. Last week there was a little spawn. Saw some of those little, I think they're called dace. Saw some of those out here. I'm not really seeing that in here today. And this is a big old bait, so it may cut down some of the smaller bites that we'll get, that we might get otherwise. And it's pretty menacing on the surface. It makes a pretty big commotion too. So I don't know if that messes with these fish at all. If it's a turn off, or if it's just gonna make them want to bite more. Got a little ripple coming in. That usually helps this bite. If there is one. I think I may have to start working my way out. May not be going on back in here anymore. I have to figure something else out. I'm just using a little short 6.5 foot rod. It's a little bit easier for me to manage fishing this kind of bait where you're making all these fast casts all the time and popping that thing. But if we get a bite on it, it'll probably be explosive. I like fishing these little shallow grass flats with the top water when they're active on it, because it is a lot of fun if you can get them to bite. But so far, we can't get them to bite. It's not from a lack of trying, I can assure you. Just hadn't run into them except for that one spot, and they were all over out there, so maybe that's what we need to do, just go back out there and wear that out while it's good. And we just need to go out there where there's a little bit more access to some deeper water too. I think sometimes that helps. Or maybe there's just nothing. Oh, there was a bite right there. That happened. Oh, there he is. Came back. Oh, I missed him. If you get a bite like that and they miss it, sometimes I just stop it and just give it a couple of slow pops, and they'll come back and get it. And that's exactly what that one did. But didn't get it. I stuck him, but just didn't stay on. I always try to take note where I'm at in the grass when that happens. You can mark it, but I just kind of look at the bank and get a general area, because sometimes that'll be the right depth that you got to be in. It's weird how these fish just kind of pick a zone, and that's where you get a lot of your bites. You got to find that specific zone, and then you're usually pretty good. And with this bait, just kind of fish it all the way to the boat. You don't know what part of the lake am I on. I'm mid-lake, well, I would call lower lake actually, Dallas Bay. Dallas Bay area, just working some of these little grass flats in the back of some pockets. Well, ooh, did you get it? Oh, I just had a big one roll on it. And my stupid hook was caught on the front hook, or caught on the line. Go back in there and get him. See if we can get him to come back up. So I'm gonna fish it slow this time. See if I can get him to come back. That was a good fish. That was a real good fish, I think. Well, that's good. We're starting to get a little activity. Make another cast right there, because if I can get that one to come back, that'll be a good one. that fish. I'm not getting those big time fly out of the water bites like I normally do, but we are getting some bites. So, and you gotta kind of feel out the mood of the fish too. Sometimes they don't want it quite so fast. Sometimes they want it really slow. Sometimes they won't hit it till it's stopped. And sometimes you can go with a short stop. Sometimes you can go with a longer stop. You just gotta kind of feel it out. That fish, I think that fish hit it on a stop. I kind of was trying to think about what I was going to do next tonight. Kind of zoned out there. Sometimes I'll move it real fast for a few pops, and I'll just stop it for a second or two, and then I'll just give it one, let it sit, and I'll give it some more fast ones. And sometimes that just really gets them. But just experiment with your retrieves. This is not cool today. I fished this thing for days, for a couple of days out there this week, just messing around, and didn't have the line go over the hook one time. And I've already had it like 3 or 4 times this morning. It's frustrating when that happens. It messes up your action. If you get a bite, you're not going to catch them. Whew. Get this rain jacket off for a minute here till it comes back. Roll this down, and I don't like these straps. They kind of hurt my back a little bit. All right. Trying to fall off of me. All right, I'm not doing squat through here, so we're going to kind of make our way back out to where we were getting bites this morning. The ospreys are doing pretty good. They've been working hard out here this morning. Must be some gizzard shads up shallow. See if I can do anything with this. This is frustrating me. Trying to fall down on me. Back out here where we got some, I see a little shad spawn. Back out here where we had our activity this morning, maybe we'll get into some more fish. Oh, there was one. I think that might have been a gar. That might be what's been coming up, just slapping at it. Yeah, we'll just kind of cruise back out here. If we get another bite on the way out, that'll be a bonus. We might slow down, and if we get a couple of bites, we'll slow down and we'll just work it a little bit more thoroughly. But for right now, I'm just kind of Just gonna kind of buzz through all, kind of buzz through all this. In just a minute, I'm gonna retie because I think I need to. There he is. Fish. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on now. Why are you still shaking? I got you. That fish has a stupid hole in its lower jaw from where somebody put a cull tag on it. Ooh, she's bleeding, but nice one. Probably 3-pounder. Skinny. Progress. Progress. Good deal. I'm gonna go ahead and retie because my line does not feel good. And I don't mess around with that kind of stuff. If you feel like you gotta retie, retie. Only takes a second or two. And it could keep you from losing the fish of a lifetime. Fish was skinny. A little progress. It's good. Oh, here goes the pliers. Making some noise. Back at it. No idea what that fish was holding on. I'm just blind casting this thing across this flat. There's a bunch of grass out here, so we're still going to keep working our way back out to where we caught fish this morning. Maybe we can hit a couple more good ones on the way. Trying to keep myself on a pretty good track to looks like most of the grass is off on the other side of it, but there's some on both sides. Mix it up left, right, see if there's somewhere that's. I'm probably got to put my sunglasses on here in a minute too, because just help me see down in there a little better. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that so I can see this grass a little bit better. Hopefully I got a napkin in here I can clean them off with because they got wet. we can get some good, hopefully we can get some good pondweed action in here in just a minute. See how that looks. Yeah, not good, but that one's all smeared up. Keep that focal point clean. All right, we'll give it a shot here. Oh yeah. This helps you be able to see that grass just a little bit better. And if you can make the, if you can see it, make the right cast, that makes it just that much more effective. You can catch some fish across these grass flats just blind casting, but if you can see exactly where these pods of pondweed and stuff like that are, you will definitely catch more fish. I think they might have brought this water up a little bit for Memorial Day weekend, because I'm not seeing any. Last week when I was here, there's a bunch of pondweed that was touching the surface. I'm not seeing anything touching the surface today. Of course, I'm not up to the little zone where I had the pondweed located last week. There is some out here, but it's not that real tall stuff. I always talk about that, how I like this when you have a bunch of grass in there. If you got a little spot where it's just a little bit higher, that's usually the best spots to try for me anyway. You can fish out off the edges, but a lot of times that little, if you're on a big flat or something, you got one little spot that's just a little bit higher than everything else, getting closer to the surface. Everything seems to be growing away from it like it's the first thing that popped up. That's your prime stuff. Should have a pondweed patch or two right in front of us. Getting in here a little close. I did have a really good fish blow up on me out here earlier. Some people don't like to fish the same stuff over and over. They like, when I was tournament fishing, my buddy that I tournament fished with, he didn't like to go over the same stuff, but I mean, you're not going to catch them all in the first go round normally. So catch one or two good ones and you feel like there's still some there, never hurts to check it back later. That's exactly what's going on here. Caught one or two good ones. I feel like there's still some in here, so I'm checking it again. And this wind blowing me, and I don't want to be blown. Should have a pondweed patch right there in front of me. I'm not really able to see them this morning, but just make a long cast, cover a lot of water, and hopefully we go over the top of it. Kind of getting in that zone now where I feel like I can get some good bites. Still got some drizzle out here, but these are absolute perfect topwater conditions. When I'm doing this technique, I always feel like it's I feel like this technique is, I see some grass behind me. I feel like it's also really good the clearer the water is, because the bait's moving really fast, and they just kind of, they don't get a good look at it and they have to react. Come up and blow up on that thing. Love, not getting any love this morning out here. After right when I got here, when it was too dark to do a show. I would have got a little show this morning. But I thought there might have been some good ones sitting in the back of that pocket too, but we didn't get any bites hardly. I'll be right out in there. Might have just got lucky and just hit right on the right spot at the right time this morning. This thing's wild, man. It just dances darts all over the place. Throw it back out there again. Just kind of walks and spits and just kind of moves all over the place, and they just come up when they're in the right mood for it. They just come up and destroy it. But there might be some pondweed right there. I think I might got some on my hook. Yeah, a little bit of pondweed on the hook. That doesn't help, but it tells me we're in the right general area. And I can see some grass underneath us, so that's good. I'm about to come across a little spot right there. Here's where it is. Boop. Oh man, he's on it. Must be some right in here. Like there's a big old patch of it over there. I'm kind of letting myself, oh, I'm on top of one too. So there's some good looking stuff out here. Yeah, this water's up just a little bit higher than it was. See some sandy bottom out here, and then a little bit further out I can see some grass, but I'm not getting any bites. And this is where I got bites this morning. First thing when I pulled in here, this is where I pulled up. Just keep casting around, see what we can do. We'll get something here in just a second. Probably be a biggie. I got confidence in what I'm doing. I've already caught some good fish on it. So there's a big patch of grass right there. Okay, trying my best to keep off of it. Oh, there he was. Had a bite. You didn't get it. Right in that big patch of grass. Kind of go across this thing and then I'll turn the boat around and point it into the wind, and maybe I can fish it just a little bit slower, or I can hold the boat a little bit better rather. That cast right there ought to do something. If that one doesn't do it, I'll catch one on my next cast. Well, it's supposed to blow up right there. That's where they're supposed to get it. I see a little high spot right in there, so gotta fish that high spot. No bites, man. Well, we did have the one bite, but fish didn't get it. We're gonna have a big old monster come up there and blow up on that thing. All right. Yeah. We'll kind of fish our way. Crank up, and we're going to eat over this next pocket. See some good pondweed right here. Let's see if we can see what we can do. Ooh, fish slow pop. Keep it in that strike zone just a little longer. Get by it, Yeah. A little something on the hooks. Get that off there and all right, we're gonna make a cast right over the top of this stuff. See if they're going. Let's see. Nothing. All right, I'll leave my trolling motor down. I'm just gonna cruise across this bay real quick and hit the next little cove and see how that goes. All right, we're just gonna fish on in. I didn't see that kayaker out there, so. I'm starting to see a little milfoil on it. Trying not to crowd this guy. Some deeper grass out here. We'll kind of probe around out here for a minute and see what happens. I'd have to put my rain jacket back on, it looks like. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that before we start getting all wet. Oh. Usually we get this kind of weather a little earlier in the year. I mean, it's kind of done by now, but it's been a weird year weather-wise. We'll put this mic on the outside there. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Well, that guy in the kayak got him one. Good for him. Ooh, what a nasty day. Nasty day out here. That is, I see something weird going on over there. Ooh, it's nasty out here. Lots of little drill. on fishing though. Let it slow me down. Like wearing that hood if I don't have to. Try to get in there a little bit. Kind of hanging out here a little bit deeper than what I really want to fish. These kayak guys are kind of sitting in the places I really wanted to fish. There's two of them. There's one over there and there's one right here where I wanted to go. So, in the lurch. Kind of moseying around, taking a look, seeing what's going on grass wise. Hoping we hit a fish in the head on the way. I'm kind of going across this is kind of a pocket. It's a little section, a bunch of little pockets in it. Fish right in here, but not seeing that. Get over here where I know there's a little bit higher grass. Gradually working my way up shallower until I see something that looks good. So far, not seeing much. But the fish will surprise you. You never know when you're going to get a bite. I'm not seeing any of that real good. It's just kind of consistently the same. I'm not seeing any big holes, or not seeing a whole lot of like holes and pockets in the grass. I'm not seeing any. Not seeing any big high spots. I'll kind of work out shallower. I see some pondweed in the back of that little pocket. That guy's kind of moving on, so water in here is a little dingy from this rain we've had too. I don't know if that's could affect the speed I'm working this thing. Might not be right. I mean, we got plenty of visibility for it. No. Oh, phone's acting up, so phone's wet, acting stupid. Can't see any comments that anybody might make, so I apologize for that. Yeah. Or it's got some color to it, but it ought to make these fish a little bit more aggressive. If there's any in here. Boat's sitting in there. The bag cast. I'm gonna take my phone out of this case and see if I can dry it off a little bit. Got all kinds of water inside that case. There we go. Try to dry that off and then I'll put it back together. Let's see what anybody might be saying. All right. Phone itself, what didn't even have any water on it. Doesn't look like. Oop. There we go. All right. All right, we are back up and running. Grass out here. It's a hole. Check. Now we're doing it. All right. Just continuing. If you're just joining me, I'm fishing a what they call a super topwater. It's heavily modified. I've sanded it down quite a bit. Make it do some specific things in the water. Just fishing it real fast, giving it 4 or 5 quick pops and a stop. As the water, ooh, that guy just got a good one. He got another good one. He's right. Go to. Right exactly where I wanted to fish. That's all right. Found that little spot the other day and I marked it. That's where I was gonna go, and I didn't because he was in here. Now he got him a good 3 or 4 pounder. Wearing him out. Caught on some kind of worm, looks like. Like a little sink or something. Yeah, as big as I thought it was. I'll see if I can see some just isolated pondweed clumps in here to fish, but I'm not really seeing a whole lot of it in here. Usually there's a bunch. Low water's probably got it messed up. There might be something over in there. Oh, hit it when it hit the water, I think. Ooh, there he was, he missed it. I can get a bite or two in here too, apparently. Yeah. Didn't come back and get it though, did he? Getting an occasional bite, but that was a small fish. I don't think he didn't really commit to it. A little bit of bait fish in here. Yeah. Get something right there. Slap. That might have been a gar. But activity. We like activity. Getting some bites, it means you're doing something right, even though it may not be the right fish. Whew. May have to move a lot of rapid casting here. Really grassland here. So I'm just kind of looking for something where I want to be, but I'm really not seeing. One place I'm seeing is where that guy's in. Okay, fish out of here and fish and cast. A little point up here that with some grass on it that might be good. Gradually work our way out just a little bit deeper too. I can see some clumps out there, I'm just not. Like that grass, so you can see where the hot spots are. Where the edge. With your foil, it doesn't really have a kind of working our way over towards this point, and then we'll decide what we're going to do next. know there's a few good grass clumps out in here somewhere, but I don't have them marked, so flying blind. Pop R, fast popping here, seeing what we can have come up and blow up on it. No, that was it right there. That's where it. See if we can get back over here where it starts back up. I used to have a little clump of it marked out here, but I think I deleted my mark. If we can find a place where there's a little bit, we'll find it growing again. Alright, we got some off. I will start making a few casts. Up, back up. It feels like we got a little shower coming back through here. There's a little clump of grass right there. Well, that one, because that's a good looking spot. That's one to come back to. Oh, this was nasty weather out here this weekend. Should keep some of these boats down though. This Memorial Day boat traffic. I'm gonna kind of let this little shower pass through, and then I'm gonna keep fishing, but I'm gonna make a move after it gets. Yeah, I'm gonna put. Sounds like it's about to start coming. Go on the hoodie. rain. Breaking this rain. Ooh, got some nasty looking clouds passing over. This fish ought to be going wild. Well, those first 2 or 3 I caught this morning, they were really committed to it. Cincinnati bites. I caught that one that was about 3 out there, but 4 fish today and several bites that they're just not taking it. Line right there. I haven't really tried this side, so we'll work on up in here and maybe we can pick up one more fish before we make a move. I just know there's fish back in this pocket. Gotta give it a fair shake. Ooh, we got some heavier stuff coming in now. Here it coming. It misses me, but I don't think it will. Slow moving. I'm ready. Here, and then anything about it. Give us a chance just to kind of probe around out here, see if we not as bad as I thought it was going to be, at least not yet. Yeah, it looks like the real heavy stuff is over there, so we kind of missed out on it so far. Just stay in here and fan cast for a few minutes, kind of let that pass over, and we'll make our move. I am really surprised I'm having more bites on this thing right in here. But it is a really might turn off some smaller fish. And it's a aggressive technique to kind of might be able to slow it down or bites. Just give it a little pop. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm giving it that fast pop. Let it sit past 4 or 5 quick pops. Just trying to force one to come up through that, see it over its head, and then react. Say, "Oh, I need to eat that," and react. I might go ahead and pick up that buzzbait and make a few casts. Caught some fish on the last. I mean, these are really, really good buzzbait conditions. I'm just trying to force this other thing to work really. They pick that buzzbait up and it'd be gangbusters. Make about 2 more casts with this thing, maybe only 1 more, just on this next. Of course, that just resets the clock. Oh, this grass in here just looks too. Okay, let's put this down, give our wrist a little break. Cast our buzzbait around in here for a few minutes. Oh, yeah, we got a little bit lucky on that last rain because it's still going over there where I was talking about fishing. We'll just work this little buzzbait around here and cast around, see if we can get some bites. A little grass on there. This thing creates a commotion, but it's not quite as aggressive as that pop-R is. This water's come up. I wonder if these fish moved up in there a little bit more. Certainly something worth taking a look at. That's super weird. Just gonna let this wind drift me up in here and just slide up in here nice and quiet and keep probing around with this buzzbait. Now there hasn't been any fishing pressure up in here this morning except for me for a little while. So if there's any fish in here today, kind of start moving a little bit toward. Good little holes in here. I mean, there's not still some fish in here, but might not be quite as aggressive as they were. And this weather change may have them doing something different. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. My phone's doing some weird stuff. It's like going blurry for some reason. Okay. Oh, so casting this butt across this. Good looking stuff in here. Stain from the but I want to go there and just see if maybe there's some activity up, more stained water. I see it over there. Right there. That's kind of looks best too. You got it's a little bit more sparse around the top, but it's got more holes and everything. A little more room for the fish to move around. They see my bait coming over their head. A little gets a little as it gets a little dirtier in here, I may pick the spinnerbait up too and buzz that thing through here, see if anything's popping. It'd be nice just to get a bite of encouragement. Yes, put that spinnerbait on. We got a little bit of stain in this water now. This is probably not the right configuration, but we're gonna give it a try anyway. Stain section. Not gonna make real long casts with this. I'm just like to make little short casts. And when fishing a spinnerbait, it's a little easier to keep it up in the water column. If these fish are hunkered down in that grass, they'll see it. Come up and grab it. All right. Enough of that. Back to our popper. That's what we're catching. That's what we've been catching our fish on. That's what we need to use. I think it's time to start focusing in on that more eat isolated. That seems to be a little bit better than working across this flat today. Caught a couple. Coming out. Run. Might put you. Or just come up. Going to fold them. All right, now we're folding them in here.